Hi everyone, this week's video is going to focus on annual leave. A number of questions from clients as we move into the summer period with continuing uncertainty about foreign holidays and concern from employers about, in many cases, a lot of annual leave stacked up. So just by way of brief background, employees are entitled to 5.6 weeks of holiday as a statutory minimum in each year. Regulations were brought in last year during the pandemic to allow carryover of up to 4 weeks of that leave for the next 2 holiday years. And we know a number of our clients have allowed a certain amount of leave to be taken in future years. I think the expectation at the time in the previous holiday year was that getting to summer 2021, we would be in a position whereby we could allow lots of leave to be taken during many months of the year because foreign travel had opened up. What we're now seeing is we still haven't got an announcement on when employees will be able to travel for foreign holidays, what quarantine will look like, who's on the green list, whether it will open up at all, and whether that position will be fast changing given the variants of concern and media reports every day. So employers are now starting to question whether or not, given the backlog of annual leave that's accrued, they say to employees, well, you have to take a proportionate amount of leave in the months moving forwards. For employees who are currently furloughed, that's not really a difficult thing to justify, because if they're already off, a top-up can be applied for a period of time that's being served as annual leave, and we can dictate to the employee that they have to take, for example, 3 days each month that they're furloughed, so they are taking a pro rata amount of their holidays during the course of the year and hopefully extinguishing that. The more difficult position, I think, is for employees who are currently working, because they may be under more pressure if the workforce has been reduced because of furlough. They may be more in need of a holiday. And if we are leaning on employees to put in even more effort whilst others are away, but we're then also saying you have to take holiday, on the one hand that could cause us operational difficulties. On the other hand, an employee could be quite unhappy that they're effectively feeling punished by being forced to take the leave when they might want to save it up for the big foreign holiday later on in the year. So if employers are looking at dictating employees must take holiday, that's absolutely fine, it's lawful to do. The contract may allow you to do it. If not, the working time regulations allow you to, if you give twice as much notice as the length of leave to be taken. But there are other concerns in terms of, as I say, operational difficulties and kickback from employees if we do start insisting on that. The other concern around holidays generally is if employees do manage to get abroad, what if the position does change very quickly? And this did rear its head kind of towards the back end of summer last year when the quarantine requirements were put into place. There is no easy answer to this because on the one hand, if an employee has a couple of weeks booked off to go to Greece, for example, and that is on the green list, so there's no quarantine requirement at the moment. What happens if you go on that trip and suddenly the government decides that you have to quarantine when you get back? It's a very difficult topic for employers to manage, and it will be very fast moving. If the job can be performed from home, then absolutely make provision just in case an employee does have to take an extended period of time off once they come back. If that job absolutely has to be done from the workplace, an employee who has a significant amount of leave and who has to quarantine on their return could use up some more of that leave. Could we give them alternative duties to do that don't require them to come in? The last resort would have to, unfortunately, be a period of unpaid leave for the employees because they took the risk and they decided to go on holiday. And if that's something that you will consider as a business, trying to enforce that period of unpaid leave if quarantine is required, there is an exercise of managing expectations prior to employees going off. So as a business this summer, if you know that a lot of staff have booked foreign holidays and there's a significant amount accrued to take, it may be worth having those discussions or sending out some communications to staff, making them aware of the consequences of having to quarantine on return, and as well, if you are wanting to do this, communicating any requirements about forcing employees to take a certain amount of leave to protect the business and operational efficiencies moving forwards. If you have any specific questions on holidays, using them up, accruals, carryover, holiday pay, or the furlough scheme as it continues through the summer, please do get in touch. If you visit the website chadwicklawrence.co.uk for more contact details, or email employmenthub@chadlaw.co.uk. Thank you.